Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Gensler, in your written statement, you acknowledged, as you have in the past, that there are some tokens that are not securities. And I know your view that whether or not a digital asset is a security is a facts and circumstances analysis. I know your view that the SEC has very broad authority. But you've also made it clear in the past that Bitcoin is not a security. Now, some SEC staff have also previously said that Ethereum is not a security. The SEC's DAO report characterizes Ethereum as decentralized. So here's my question briefly, and without getting deep into the weeds on this, and I acknowledge your belief that most tokens have a large degree of central control, but generally speaking, is it fair to say that a significant factor for you in whether or not a digital asset is a security is whether it is centrally controlled or decentralized?
Well, I look to the Supreme Court that's often written about this, probably close to a dozen times in 50 years. And it's whether the investing public is anticipating profits, and that includes anticipating profits from appreciation as well as from, as you mentioned, rights, based upon a common enterprise, but the efforts of that common enterprise.
Right. So I guess another way to put my question, which you haven't answered, is it possible to have a common enterprise if it's something is decentralized? How could I have a common enterprise? I mean, it doesn't isn't centralization necessary to constitute a common enterprise?
You could have some things that are quite open, but still have, if the public is anticipating a profit based upon that common enterprise. So I'm being careful with my words here to be accurate as best I can. The common enterprise, are you relying on a group of individuals? And look, these are not laundromat tokens. There is a group of people that are actually—
You're not answering my question though, but so let me try it this way. What is it about Bitcoin that causes you to conclude it is not a security?
Well, one is there's no group of individuals in the middle.
Right, it's decentralized.
There's no group of individuals in the middle.
Right.
That are basically, and you're not, in essence, the investing public's not betting on somebody in the middle or six people in the middle.
So you're choosing not to use the term decentralized, but that's what you're describing. It is the decentralized nature of Bitcoin, I think, is really what you're getting at. Here's my point, and I'm going to run out of time here, but there are a lot of projects, as you know, decentralization and centralization occurs on a continuum, really, I think. And you've acknowledged that there are tokens, plural, that are not securities. I think it's because of this centralization that you come to this conclusion. And my point is, it is not reasonable to fail to provide clarity, to provide the definition of exactly where on this continuum you have a sufficient common enterprise that it qualifies as a security and where you don't. You've said Bitcoin doesn't. Some of your colleagues have said Ethereum doesn't. But a reasonable developer who wants to comply with this doesn't know where that line is drawn.
The financial industry needs to come on board. There is no other way for blockchain and these business models to go mainstream without the financial industry. We are seeing enormous amounts of demand from our financial institutions, traditional players, who say, how do I get in there and provide solutions that my consumers are asking for?
Crypto means business. Together with regulatory clarity, we'll make sure that transparency and trust are the bedrock of what crypto is built on.
I'm a big proponent that we should be regulating activity, but not technology. We end up all tied up in thinking about crypto. We ignore some of the real benefits that can bring on a B2B level for moving value around the world.
Most of us here are all trailblazers to these technologies. We came onto the Ripple net first and then found a case with the ODL and then moved to the next level.
It's absolutely huge. We can scale up, scale down. We know when our peaks are. We can give the Ripple team a heads up. That's just an incredible, liberating process. We want to grow. There's no roadblocks to that.
A lot of banks are saying we are tech companies giving financial solutions. It's not the fiat world and the crypto world. It's all embedded.
One of the things that we find very important about blockchain, and specifically XRP, is this ability to have individuation for these carbon credits as they come through. That's super important to developing the carbon market.
I truly think that CBDCs will be an enabler of innovation. There's literally, endless potential use cases.
Your courage to build with us is helping create a game-changing infrastructure that really better the world.
If you think of it in a much broader perspective, the SEC is truly stifling innovation that is crypto. And it's about time that we stand up for ourselves. Crypto, as crazy as it sounds, has brought about the dawn of Web 3. Yep, guys, I truly believe that crypto is at the forefront of Web 3, thanks to its decentralized system. Were it not for crypto and blockchain technology, we probably wouldn't have seen the need for a new version of the internet. And that's not all. In just under a decade, crypto has sprouted a wave of millennials with cutting-edge ideas that will not only shape the future, but also make it better for everyone. Isn't that what technology is about? Sometimes I sit down and I wonder what everyone is rumbling about, while at the back of our minds, we can't help but notice how crypto has changed how we view currencies. Now, it's true, crypto is plagued with scams and Ponzi schemes, but that's actually a small percentage. The big part is full of ideas that could potentially bring about a whole new way of life. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro. As always, welcome to Moneyside, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get updates when we upload new videos. Hey, don't forget to smash that like button, and you can always leave a comment or a question in the section below. Here's an interesting tweet from John Deaton, one of the most vocal attorneys in the current SEC versus Ripple case. He tweeted, "There are others at the SEC who believe the same thing." In 2015, some at the SEC argued Bitcoin was an unregistered security. This is why it's absurd for maxis like @Sailor and @MaxKaiser to encourage and celebrate the SEC's actions versus XRP and other tokens. SEC overreach is bad for USA. It's evident that the SEC can't tell what is a security and what is not. The only thing they want to do is take down Ripple at all costs necessary. Why are they so adamant to take it down while they let other cryptos slide? For instance, more than once, Gary Gensler seems to have a double standard on what he thinks about the crypto network. Depending on the interview, Gensler will say that cryptos are securities, while in a different interview he will say some are securities while others are not. How do you expect the whole crypto world to operate when the person in charge of regulating the network doesn't seem to understand a simple difference between securities and non-securities? Again, how did Gary Gensler get this job in the first place?
All right, so in December, the SEC sues Ripple, and the gist of it is they say, you guys, or by selling XRP or releasing it into the community, as you would say, it was a security, not an asset, not gold. It's more like a stock, and you didn't register it. What you did was illegal.
That lawsuit, I think, is misguided. I think the idea that XRP is a security, it has traded out there for 8 years. It's kind of like, well, if it was a security, I guess we should have known that a long time ago.
So is your basic defense, you let us trade it for years and thus gives these vaccines? Is that basically your response?
No. I mean, look, if you own a security, it gives you ownership of a company, right? If Ripple goes away, XRP is going to keep trading. Many countries around the world, the UK, Japan, Switzerland, Singapore, they all have clarity and certainty that XRP is not a security. In fact, the United States is the only country on the planet that has suggested that XRP is a security. And that's why I say this isn't just bad for Ripple, it's bad for crypto broadly here in the United States, and it's driving that activity, it's driving that entrepreneurial activity outside the United States. I think that definitely bodes poorly for the US crypto industry at large. I think if you believe these are the future infrastructures for payment networks, I think we should care about what countries have control over those technologies.
On the other side, it seems SBF is about to enter a plea deal in the FTX fraud case. This guy conned millions out of billions of their dollars and was taken back to the U.S. in first class, and now could possibly face a plea deal? That has corruption written all over it, and that's because he was a student of Gary Gensler's. Guys, time to wake up and smell the coffee, see what's truly happening here. The SEC will soon face the music for their actions, especially towards Ripple, because it's unfair and wrong. Thankfully, this case hasn't stopped Ripple from growing, and we do expect a record-breaking bullish trend from XRP in the next year. How many XRPs do you have in your wallet? Do you think that's enough to turn you into a millionaire once the SEC settles? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. As always, please do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can always let us know what you think in the comments section below and start up a conversation. Thanks as always for watching. Couldn't be here without you. Don't forget to like this video and please click on that subscribe button below and turn on notifications. That way you'll get informed whenever we post our amazing content. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next Money Side.